Hi everyone, Vacha here from Recording Studio 9 and thanks for joining me again today. And today we are going to be looking at and reviewing the Behringer's Tube Ultragain MIC500USB audio profile vacuum tube preamplifier with preamp modeling technology and USB audio interface. This unit here. And once I review it and tested it out, this exact unit will be given away as a prize on my YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so that as soon as I announce the competition, you are notified and you could be the winner of this fantastic tube mic preamplifier. So without any further ado, let's see what this audio gear can do. Inside the box, you simply get a manual, a USB cable, a mains power adapter inside the box, and the unit itself. Let's quickly go over all of its functions and options on this Tube Ultragain MIC500USB. It's got an input gain knob, which is a smooth, an output gain knob, again smooth, and the preamp mode, which is selection of its preamp modeling technology, which we're going to hear later on. It has 20 dB pad, you have 48 volt phantom power, you have a low cut filter, and phase inverse as well in case you are using multiple microphones and you have phase cancellation. Then you can press it to change the phase and so on. You probably know all about it. And then also has a button called direct monitoring, because this is also a USB interface. By pressing direct monitoring, you'll be able to listen the output on your headphones, which you connect at the back directly. So talking about the back, let's have a look what's at the back. You have an XLR input for the microphone. You have high impedance and line level input for one or left, and line level input for right and number two. You have direct output, which is really great, and I will tell you how important that is. And you also have headphone output. And next to that you have the USB connector, which is USB 2, and a power source for it. It is all metal construction in every direction. It's got nice rubber feet as well, so it won't scratch your tabletop when it's sitting on your table. Now, a couple of things I should also mention is the low cut. Low cut is at 90 Hertz with 12 dB slope, and also the USB is a standard stereo USB 2 in 2 out at 16 bit at up to 48 kilohertz. And of course, the most important thing of this unit is the valve tube inside. Behringer informs that it is one of the most popular and well-known tubes, the 12AX7 tube, selected tube inside them. So we'll find out how it will actually sound, how much coloration it actually provides, and at the same time we're going to go through all of its 16 available presets of its modeling technology. So let's give it a try. As I mentioned, the Tube Ultragain MIC500USB works in two ways: direct as a standalone unit, or using the USB as an audio interface. I thought I start using it as a standalone unit without the USB connection. So for this test, I have my microphone connected. It's a condenser microphone, so it will require the phantom power. This blue line, which is a TRS connection, is connected at the direct output. And then I've got headphones connected and the power. So basically, all the signal from the microphone should come through. Adjust the input gain, all the settings, and the preamp modeling technology we're going to go through, and we're going to hear it coming out connected to my Yamaha AG03, which is acting again as a mixer, because the output of that mixer is now connected to the back of my camera. So that way there is no PC processing. Of course, this is not going to be 100% representation of the unit, because Yamaha AG03 might add a little bit of noise, my camera might add a little bit of noise, and YouTube might play around with it as well. But the whole idea is to find out how it actually sounds and my personal opinion. It's worth mentioning here that the output knob on the unit is actually the output volume of your headphones. And so you use that to adjust the level of your headphones, whether monitoring it directly or any audio coming from the USB input. And of course, with any tube audio gear, give yourself 5 to 10 minutes warm-up time to get the best out of the tube. Let the tube warm up so that you get the full benefit and the full coloration of your audio of the tube. Now, as I wait, I should mention again that make sure you subscribe to my channel, because after reviewing this unit, I will be giving it away as a competition on my YouTube channel. And a lucky winner will receive this unit, the exact unit, and I will be posting it for free anywhere in the world, with some limitation to whichever country I can actually legally post it to, of course. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell, and you could be the winner of this fantastic, great and promising mic pre that could add extra coloration and extra help and something different to your audio gear collection. Okay, let's try out and see how it actually sounds. So I've got my ISK BM900 microphone, which is a condenser microphone, which is my regular microphone that I always use for all of my YouTube voiceovers. So that's what I have the microphone connected. And the output of my Yamaha AG03 is connected to the back of my video camera. So there's no PC processing involved, as I mentioned. So you'll be able to see what I'm changing, all the preamp modes, and you'll be able to hear it directly what it's coming out. So I'm just going to put my headphones on so I can hear myself. I'm going to press the direct monitor switch on so I can hear the microphone on my headphones. I'm going to increase the headphone level maybe halfway through, and that should not affect your level. And let's give it a 48 volts phantom power to actually turn the microphone on. Now you should be able to hear some level, even though it says at the lowest it's still giving plus 26 dB of gain. So even at the lowest level you can still hear the microphone come on, because it doesn't actually turn off. It's not limited. The headphone I can turn completely off, but about middle I get nice sound in there. It's nice and clear. Even the signal going up to 0 dB, as you can see right there. I'm about, the hand distance away. I don't know how many inches would that be, or how many centimeters. That's about 12 centimeters or thereabouts. The distance from the microphone, and it's set on the natural level. So I'm just gonna start increasing the gain of the microphone input, and this should also increase the gain coming to what you're hearing now as well. And I'm about halfway through, and it's getting quite loud. So that's a lot of gain already. I don't think I can handle any louder. So I'm just going to start moving a little bit further away so you get more of the room noise coming in. So I'm going to go quiet and then turn the gain all the way to 60 dB. That is a lot of gain. And I can tell you that it's going to pick up even whispers. So here we go. I'm going to Right, that was a lot of gain. You could actually hear my breath, and you could hear the computer, my computer, which is the only one fan that runs it, which is on the other side of my desk, being able to hear. So that's a lot of gain. So I would think, even though I don't have one, that this would be able to drive the Shure SM7B, one of the most popular microphones, dynamic microphones that requires a lot of gain. So that's what you could hear. And it was still quite clear. There was no noise in there other than the fan of my computer. So it's really, really great. So next thing, let's click on the 20 dB pad. This should reduce the input 20 dB. 1, 2, 3, 4, and sure it does. So now we can increase the gain, and at 60 dB maximum gain, we're actually 40 dB because we reduced 20 dB. So now we are really have all the gain, but 20 dB is forcing it out. So that's really great. That works. Next, let's try the low cut. Now, for some reason, every time I press the low cut, there is a slight click. I say that's because of its active circuitry that is causing that. A lot of the time, you're not switching in and out of the low cut, but that's still there, so that I just noticed then. Yep, there's a sort of a click in there. And let's hear if there's any difference. This is with the low cut in. You can see the red LED around it. It's really great because even you've got those indication around the unit whenever you press the button that it's active. So this is with low cut. Low, 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 low. Low, 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 low. I can definitely hear there's more bass in this without the low cut on. If I press it down and talk, yep, a lot of the bass disappears. My voice doesn't have that much deep thing, but if you are connecting a bass guitar into it, you probably turn it off, but a lot of the time you can have it on. And phase reverse, it's not going to make much difference because it's switching the phase. Let's go through all of its preamp modeling and find out what the differences are. I'm just going to blab on, talk. As I switch, you'll be able to see which one it's on, and you can hopefully hear the difference of the different preamp modeling. So this is in natural mode, and then I might actually remove the low cut so we can have a better example of the sounds. And now I'm actually in the vocal, and I can tell that some of the bass has gone, like in low cuts, and there's more presence in there. And in guitar, definitely more presence. Yes, it's brightened up my vocal, and this is in bass for sure. I can tell that the bass has turned up a little bit more. And then in keys, yep, presence has come up as well. Mid and low mids are higher, so it's great for synths and mono synths. Electric guitar, yep, a whole lot of bass has just disappeared, and it's really bright, and mid and high mids are accentuated. So, and then this is vocal. Yep, it's much natural sound, so there's no emphasizing of the lower or the higher frequencies. And this one says valve, so this is what we're hearing as valve. I guess there's a little bit more warmth in there, more coloration. And then multi, I'm not sure what multi means, but it's there. And then we're getting more into the tube signal into our audio chain. So there's, as I move along, there's more and more of the tube processing in there. So more of the signal is fed of the tube, fed into the audio output. And this is vocal. Yeah, it's nice and warm vocals. La 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 la. And then we have acoustic guitar. And some of the low end has just disappeared, which is really great. So that all of that boominess of your guitar body might actually help out. So you don't have to suffer with that boomy sound. And then we have piano, yeah, much more level and balanced. Lower end just come back on. and then we have limiter and then bass. So lower frequencies are definitely there. Then we have another acoustic guitar with limiter on there, and and then we have percussion. Percussion looks like it's cutting off some of the high ends. All my civilians have just disappeared, and no increase in the lower frequencies. And we are on the limiter, so I could get really loud and louder and louder and louder and louder. And that's certainly looks like it's limiting. And back to the natural. And those are the sounds of the preamp modeling of the Behringer's Tube Ultragain MIC500 USB. Well, next, let's connect it through the USB into my laptop and find out how good the USB communication is and how it all works. And I'll just play a backing track and connect my microphone into it and record in my DAW, and to see how it all works, especially with that direct monitoring option of the unit. Just so that you can get a better perspective of what I'll be hearing in my headphones when I have the USB connected, I've actually used a separate wire to connect the headphone output into my mixer. That way, anything that comes out of the headphone is not only connected to my headphone via the AG03 Yamaha mixer, it's also connected to the camera. So anything I hear on my headphones, you'll be able to hear exactly the same thing, so that you have a better understanding of what you could be hearing on the headphone if you plug the headphone in there. Okay, here is my ASIO for all driver settings, as you can see on the screen. The unit identifies itself as a USB audio codec, and I've got the buffer size of 512. I could go down to about 300 samples before it started to get noisy and crackle and disappear on me, but I left it at 512 because we can click the direct monitor and we should be able to hear the direct monitoring. I mean, it's not bad. There's a little bit of echoiness in the audio. That's only because I've got listen mode enabled on my track. So if I just disable monitoring, I should be able to hear myself and directly. So what I'm hearing and what you're hearing now is on my headphone is a direct from the unit itself. Okay, I've got everything all set up, ready to go. I've got my vocal track added onto my project, and I'm using Studio One Prime Edition as well, as always, which I do with all of my demonstration. I've got direct monitoring turned on. The button is turned on, so I'm just going to switch it off, and you'll be able to So I've got direct monitoring back turned on. So when I arm for recording and put the track into listen mode as well, now you are hearing the direct sound as well as the sound that's coming back from my DAW with its latency. And it's not that bad. It's just over 12 millisecond delay. It's usable. Of course, I can turn off direct monitoring. Now, all you're going to be hearing is what's coming back from the DAW, but physically I can hear myself as well as the delay, which is still not bad. It's fine, but in most of the recording, what we need to do is turn the listen mode off and have it directly, so we can hear the sound directly without any delay, because we're not doing any other processing of vocals, we're not listening to any reverb and so on. And I do have videos, and you can click about here to show you how you can still use reverb effects or delay effects without latency. So check that one out so you can see. So let's start recording, and I'm just going to record a verse, and then we're going to listen to it back and see how it sounds. And the levels, though you cannot see because I'm not doing screen capture at this stage, it's hovering about minus 10 dB and might peak about minus 6 dB. But you can adjust that level with the input gain of the microphone. So for this demonstration, I've got low cut enabled and I've got the preamp mode set at vocal with tube warmed. So I could even use that or use this one, another vocal. If I think it's too dull, I can certainly put into maybe the acoustic guitar to brighten it up a little bit. My vocals, I might like this one. Sound a little bit better with a limiter as well. So we'll see how it actually goes. So you can experiment with different tone modeling of the actual unit. So here we go. Sidewalk and roads, cars and buses, I don't need any real surprises. When will she stop so I can catch up? Just one more step till I wake up, walking alone, her direction, looking for love and affection. My heart keeps telling me to go. How could I tell her, love her so? Well, there we go. That's the take, and exactly what I hear is what you're hearing on the video as well. So let's have a listen back and see how it actually sounds. I'm just going to solo that track first. Sidewalk and roads, cars and buses, I don't need any real surprises. When will she stop walking alone, her direction, looking for love and affection? My heart keeps telling me to go. How could I tell her, love her so? So what do I think of Behringer's MIC500 USB tube preamplifier as well as an audio interface? Still nice and warm. It's really great unit as a starting point. If you want any change or coloration of your tone for vocals, as well as your electric and acoustic guitar and your bass guitar, synthesizers, so you can plug everything in there. And if you don't have an audio interface, then this will provide you that USB connection without having additional audio interface. If you already have an audio interface, like I demonstrated, you can use a direct output so that you get a better quality of your audio interface sound, maybe higher bit rates and sample rate, and this will work really, really well. There's enough gain from the input, nice options of different tonality in the modeling preamp. So if you want to win this one, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you could be one of those lucky person that will be using this for your next recording. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell as well. It's for the $99 that I actually paid, plus delivery, that I actually paid for this one in Australian dollars. It's well worth it. Well worth it for the starting unit. And I probably would give maybe 8 out of 10 for its quality. The only reason I gave 8, not more, is obviously the USB connection. It wouldn't go down any less than 350 samples, so latency is an issue and it will start crackle. But other than that, it's fantastic unit. So I hope this review was quite helpful for you, and if it was, make sure you give me the thumbs up. If you have any further questions about the unit, make sure you comment below. If you have the unit and you've used it before, share your information as well. Share your thoughts and ideas about the unit in the comments below, whether good or if you had issues with them, because I don't know, I only had it for a few hours. So let me know if there are any issues that you came up with, and if any solutions as well. So until next time, as always, thanks for watching and have a great time making music. Cheerio, guys. Now I shall pack it away and put it back in its box.